Hey guys, welcome back to today. So today we're going to be focusing on the Taekwondo roundhouse kick. All right, there's a lot of different ways to throw a roundhouse kick, so that's why I'm specifying it's a Taekwondo roundhouse kick, not like a Muay Thai roundhouse kick. All right, the difference is really going to be the snappiness. It's going to be a little bit quicker, but it's not going to have as much power. A lot of the power comes from the quads as opposed to the entire body turning. All right, so a Taekwondo roundhouse kick is going to look more like this, right, and then a Thai roundhouse kick be a little bit more like that. It would stop if I actually hit a target, but I don't have a target to hit, so I went all the way around, right? So Thai roundhouse kick's kind of like a baseball bat, while this other one is more snappy, gets to the target quicker, hits it faster, just not as powerful, all right? So just kind of keep that in mind whenever you're doing this. And a Taekwondo roundhouse kick also kicks with the top of the foot. I would still recommend kicking with the shin, unless you're kicking to the head, which then you kind of have to get that height, which you might end up kicking with the foot for that, all right? So key things to remember with the Taekwondo roundhouse kick is this front leg, or pivot leg, I want you to try to pivot it 180 degrees. So if it starts facing that way, it should end facing that way. Now it doesn't have to actually be 180 degrees every single time, but it has to be over 90 degrees. So we're training 180 just so it's always going to be over 90 degrees, all right? So that's the key. So we're overtraining this just a little bit. When you're doing this, the knee comes up, right? Bend at the hip. As you rotate, point the knee sideways, snap out, bring it back, and then for the first section, we're just going to set it down in front and then step back, as opposed to working our counter pivot, right, and setting it all the way back down. If you're actually trying to hit somebody, chances are you're going to be setting it down in front anyways instead of bringing it all the way back. Bringing it all the way back is just very good for practicing your control. So we're going to do 1 minute on our right leg. We're going to kick, drop it down, and step back. Ready? And begin. Kick, drop it down, step back. Try to pivot 180 degrees every single time. Snap it out and bring it back. I want you to make sure that you bend the knee back every time as well. I don't want you to just kick it and set it down with that straight leg. Kick, set it down, step back. Kick, set it down, step back. Try to bounce off that set down to the step back, right? So instead of just pausing here and then stepping back, use it kind of like a spring to be able to step back. Kick, boom. Kick, set it down, step back. Kick, set it down, step back. Keep it going. Try to have it at this angle, right? At least 45. Try not to have it too upright where it almost looks like a front kick, right? We want it more sideways. In Korean, this is called a dolyochagi, which stands for just a turning kick, right? So you want the kick to turn. And time. All right, so we're gonna switch legs and we're gonna do the exact same thing. Left leg, begin. Kick, set it down, step back. Kick, set it down, step back. It's okay if you throw the same side arm out as you throw that kick. Just make sure your other hand, windshield wipers in front of your face to protect you from getting punched at the same time, right? This one can drop down. A lot of time I like to throw it sideways, but at the head height, maybe I'm hitting their hands out of the way if they have their guard up, right? So instead of just throwing it straight down, which isn't bad, you can sometimes use it to clear your opponent's hands. Keep this going. Exhale on each one of these kicks. Kick, set it down, step back. Kick, set it down, step back. Boom, boom, boom. Keep that going. Try to get a nice flow. Pivot that foot every single time. A few seconds left. Keep it going. And time. Take a breath in and out. All right, so the next thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna do our lead leg roundhouse kick, right? So just like our lead leg front kick, I don't want you to step up and then kick, right? Because again, if our foot is in the center of our hips, then chances are once we actually throw that kick, we might get knocked over backwards. Now it's a little bit less likely to happen with a roundhouse kick because we're hitting sideways as opposed to forward like a front kick or a push kick would be, but it's still just good practice to have, all right? So from here, we're just going to lean back, kick. Now, the foot is mostly it's about 90 degrees pivoted, or should be just in your stance, but I do want a little bit of a pivot, making it past that 90-degree mark, because our stance is usually going to be angled a little bit more forward, so we want to angle our toes back a little bit, allowing those hips to open up as we do it. If we can, try to point it all the way behind you. Ready? Right leg in front, kicking with the right leg, 1 minute, begin. Kick, and then just set it back down right in front. Set it down in front. You can have a few bounces in between, and kick, exhale every time. Boom. Make sure we're still kicking sideways and not directly up. Keep this going. All right, get your motion going. Here, you can start moving around some if you want. Practicing some pivoting, practicing some footwork, up to you. Boom. Remember, one hand goes out, the other one comes and protects your face whenever you're doing this. Boom. Try not to kick sand into your eyes or dirt into your eyes. That's never fun. Keep it going. You might move back and then hit it if you have somebody that's really pushing the pace forward. Kick, front leg, boom, and time. All right, now we're gonna do the exact same thing with our other leg. All right, switch legs, get ready, and begin. Kick. Pivot that base leg each time. Open those hips up. Kick. Point your knee at your target. Exhale every time. Hands up. Keep it going. Keep exhaling. Again, make that sideways, not straight up. It's not a front kick now, it's a round kick. Pivot that base leg. Kick as high as you can, but don't hurt yourself, especially if you didn't stretch too much before this. If you didn't stretch, make sure you do. Time. Breathe in and out. All right, so the next thing that we're gonna do is we're going to do a hop step roundhouse kick, all right? So this is basically what I was telling you guys not to do, which is bring one foot up and then kick, all right? So for the hop step though, I want you moving further than just one step, all right? So this stick right here, I'm not gonna put my foot here and then kick, all right? I'm gonna go with this back foot past this front foot, right? So I was about 1.5 feet, 2 feet in front of that. I want you to do that. One thing I want you to make sure not to do though is step first, right? So no telegraphing step before you do your hop step, all right? Ready? 1 minute, right leg, and begin. And skip back. Kick, and skip back. And back. And back. This is pretty close to our step roundhouse kick as well, right? Now, why would we do this one? Keep going. Why would we do this one instead of a step roundhouse kick? Well, usually this gets to the target a little bit faster, right? It's not as powerful though. A step roundhouse kick, whoom, I'm gonna have a lot more power behind that. So just be aware of that, right? It's good to know all of the techniques, but you're gonna have to know when you should use a specific technique or select a specific technique. Keep it going. 5 seconds left. And time. Take a breath in and out. All right, we're gonna do the same thing with our other leg. So now we have our left leg as our lead leg. Same concept. Don't telegraph your step. Just back leg to the front leg, kick, all right? Ready, set, go. And skip back. Drop it down in front and skip back. In front and skip back. Now some people will do this where the feet just replace each other and then come back as a pendulum kick, right? Because it looks like a pendulum. This is a hop step. So we're dropping that foot down in front, but not in the same place that it began. We close the distance. Keep this going. And back. And back. Exhale. Every time. Exhale every time. Avoid your telegraphing step, right? None of that before we go. Just skip and kick. Same thing on the way back too, though. We don't step back and then skip back, right? Not in that same manner. We will step and then skip, but we're not gonna press back and then do a little skip back, right? It's just a little wonky. And time. Take a breath in and out. In and out. All right, so that was just a few different ways to do the roundhouse kick, right? We can start from the back, drop it down in front. We can start from the front, drop it down in front, or we could have brought that back, and then we have our hop step. Now I challenge you to go find other ways to add footwork into your roundhouse kick to make it a different kick, right? After a certain point, Taekwondo kicks just become a footwork pattern put with a kick, and that's a different kick. But it all stems off of 6 basic kicks. So learn those kicks, learn the footwork, and you have a whole bunch of kicks in your arsenal. All right, guys, I will see you next time. Don't forget to like and subscribe.